The 5 self-sabotage styles. This is the cheat sheet. The worst case expert, affectionately known as the forecaster. Your mind paints a frightening scenario of a hopeless future, and you react with anxiety and worry. Not to the fact that it's already happened, because it hasn't, but to your own mind-made story. And that's where the emotional charges come from. Fear doesn't come just out of nowhere. It comes from your thinking. So, a hamster of hellish hindsight, affectionately known as the regretter. And I named it Regret Hell. I have 3 books now about that, 2 shorter ones that are about to come out, and then a long one that is my almost lifetime study of self-hatred, self-recrimination, regret, self-doubt, indecision, all the anxiety and worry and things that spin off of wishing we could go back and redo it. The should have story, should have, would have, could have. All of those were my personal hell. So you tell yourself you should have made different decisions, fearing the outcomes. You spin on a hamster wheel of regret and self-doubt. The made-up mind, or mom, and again, the people who have been clients of mine in my team, we all know the caricatures that helped go into these 5 types, because I've worked very deeply with people over the course of 10 years. So made-up mind, affectionately known as the judge and jury. Your self-saboteur thrives on discerning what is wrong with any situation and who is at fault, even when it feels painful or isolating. I don't know if that's the primary one, but Allison, you and I have talked about the times when your mind takes you there, and that's all you can see is where we see red, even though other times we might beat ourselves up, but the mind is just like, no, you're doing it wrong. So and it's a very challenging one for people who have it, because it's painful to feel that separation and judgment of everybody and everything, and you want to stop, but your mind is so made up. It's like, no, here's how it should be. So it really, really helps. This work we're doing, this thought questioning work, helps that so much, because they say, really, is it true they need to be doing that? Really, whose business am I in? You'll see me doing lots of things. That's the sign for but when you do that, like, you're disconnecting from the pain of believing that thought, and not because you're affirming over it and going all positive on yourself, even though parts of you are still suffering. You will actually see through it, so you don't believe that thought anymore. So it's so much fun. It's really helpful for the made-up mind, but the trick is the made-up mind might be the one that's most resistant to doing this work. It's ironic. It's the one that probably can be helped the most, but also because it's so right, it doesn't even realize that there might be peace and freedom in looking at yourself and your own thinking. So conditions and comparison factory, affectionately known as the not enough police. You produce mind-made movies of how you are not enough. You create comparisons and standards that show you falling short. So again, for all of these, if you take the quiz, you'll get a little video of me telling about it, and then you'll get it in your email inbox is even more about sort of the cost of this one and what happens if you don't start to address it, and then where you can go from there. So self-sacrificing fixer, affectionately known as the pretzel. You honestly believe you know what's best for others. You put your needs last and turn yourself into a pretzel, bending over backwards to please and placate